6, from a presidential election like we have never seen before to our local races that could change the balance of power. We're with voters as they line up to cast their ballots across the tri-state.
Seeing like a stress vein popping out of my forehead.
Tonight, covering the races that matter to you.
Nervous. We're waiting for the results.
I want it over with. I want to know how it ends.
And I'm in our new high-tech virtual studio with a closer look at how we'll be bringing your results in real time.
Plus, some of the youngest first-time voters get ready to cast their ballot for the first time.
Will my voice be heard? I think it will have an impact in America.
And good evening to you. Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Christine Johnson. After months of anticipation, election night is finally here. And our team of reporters has been following these races for the past few months and some of the candidates for even longer. They are ready to keep you updated throughout the night with live reports. Chopper 2 is also part of our team coverage, giving us a look at lines outside various polling places. We've seen some that have gone around the block already. A reminder, voters now have just under 3 hours left to vote in New York. And no matter where you live, the race that is on everybody's ballot and getting the most attention is, of course, the race for the White House. We begin tonight with political reporter Marcia Kramer and the latest on this historic election.
Donald Trump ended his third campaign for the White House by casting a ballot, presumably for himself, near his home in Florida, saying he gave it his all.
Look, I ran a great campaign. I think it was maybe the best of the three.
Afterwards, the former president and wife Melania visited his campaign headquarters to thank the troops and rail against the American voting system, which allows people to cast ballots before Election Day.
They should do paper ballots, same-day voting, voter ID, and be done.
Harris's home in Washington, where she visited a campaign phone bank.
We're all in it together, reminding them of the power of their vote.
She surprised a voter by picking up the phone herself.
Hi, Carolyn. It's Kamala. Hi, how are you?
Both candidates ended their official campaigning in delegate-rich Pennsylvania.
If you vote for Kamala, you will have 4 more years of misery, failure, and disaster.
We have an opportunity in this election to finally turn the page on a decade of politics driven by fear and division. We are done with that. We're done. We're done. We're exhausted with it.
And Marcia is here once again here with me in studio. Marcia, any indication of what the exit polls are showing at this hour?
Well, Christine, CBS News exit polls are showing that both Republicans and Democrats are worried about who becomes president. 70% of Democrats say they would be scared if Trump wins. 58% of Republicans say they would be scared of a Harris victory. Now, the most important issues for Republicans is the economy. For Democrats, it's the state of democracy.
And one voter during our 5 o'clock newscast said they just wanted happiness, right? That's what they were voting for.
I'm all for happiness.
Me too, Marcia. All right, we'll see you again later on this evening as our coverage continues here. And now to some other key local races that we're following. A lot of eyes on New York's District 17 with Democrat Mondaire Jones hoping to unseat incumbent Republican Mike Lawler. This race could be a key role in which party controls the House of Representatives for the next 2 years. The district covers all of Rockland and Putnam counties and also parts of Westchester and Dutchess in the northern suburbs. Our coverage of that race starts with Tony Aiello. He joins us live in West Nyack now. Tony.
Christine, Mike Lawler told me yesterday he feels he has momentum, and this race recently was shifted from toss-up to leans Republican. The first-term congressman voted this morning at a Rockland church while holding daughter Juliana. And Juliana's now a big sister. Lawler and his wife Doina welcomed the birth of Elizabeth Rose Lawler last week. Lawler campaigned as a common-sense Republican who often works across the aisle, especially with Congressman Josh Gottheimer of Bergen County. Millions of dollars in attack ads portrayed Lawler as a threat to abortion rights. He has promised to oppose a national ban. Lawler won in a stunning upset 2 years ago, and Republicans see holding this seat as key to keeping control of the House of Representatives. Lawler will be with supporters later tonight at the Paramount Country Club. Christine, I will be there too.
Sounds great, Tony. We'll be checking in with you throughout the evening. Now let's go to Alice Gaynor. She's covering Mondaire Jones's side of the race. Alice?
Christine, I'm here in Nanuet at a restaurant where Mondaire Jones and supporters are expected to gather later tonight. Jones voted early on Saturday, October 26th in Peekskill. In 2020, he was the congressman for what was then District 17. He was considered more progressive back then, is now more center. After redistricting, he moved to Brooklyn to run in 2022 and lost. He says he voted yes in this election for Prop 1 to enshrine the right to abortion in the New York Constitution. During a debate on CBS News New York, he said he was open to the idea of term limits for Supreme Court justices. And talking about the race back in 2022 here in District 17, that race was determined by just over 1,800 votes. Christine?
Okay, Alice, let's move on now to District 4, also in New York. Democrats hoping that Laura Gillen can flip the seat and defeat Republican incumbent Anthony D'Esposito. This race covers part of Long Island. Our team has been following this race every step of the way. Let's begin our coverage here with Carolyn Gussoff. She's live in Garden City ahead of the Democrats' watch party. Carolyn?
Good evening, Christine. Laura Gillen lost this seat 2 years ago by 10,000 votes, and tonight she's telling me that she's feeling good. This is one of those purple districts, the swing districts, that will ultimately determine the control of the House of Representatives. Laura Gillen is an attorney. She is a mother of 4, one-time supervisor of the town of Hempstead, the largest township in America, where she came in only Democrat to be elected in that township in a century with reforms and spending cuts. And in this campaign, he's taken a page out of the handbook of Tom Suozzi, the congressman to the north, appealing urban voters, those who are looking, what she says, for common sense solutions, for common ground. By the way, Suozzi will be here tonight, too. Gillen has taken a tough stand on immigration and on crime.
It is going to be my priority on day one to make sure that we start working towards comprehensive immigration reform. We need to secure our border. We need to make sure there's a pathway to citizenship for those who want to come here legally, to incentivize them to come the proper way. And we need to fix our broken asylum system. And this kind of change should be bipartisan.
Now, there are more Democrats in this congressional district than Republicans, but a whole lot of independent voters. They call them blanks, and they're the ones that both Anthony D'Esposito and Laura Gillen were appealing to. This is the Democratic Watch Party. This is Nassau headquarters, and it'll begin filling up when the polls close. Christine, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Carolyn. Now to the Republican side of that ticket. Let's go out to Jennifer Bisram, live in Baldwin in Nassau County. Jennifer?
Hi, Christine. We're at the campaign headquarters for Congressman Anthony D'Esposito. He is the Republican incumbent for District 4 here on Long Island, and a win for him could keep the House red, but it is a very tight race. His challenger, Laura Gillen, a Democrat, is hoping to win and flip the seat back to blue. It is a rematch for the two. They faced off back in 2022, where D'Esposito won, becoming the first Republican to hold the seat since 1997. Now, Congressman D'Esposito voted this morning at the South Shore Jewish Center in Island Park. He's a former NYPD detective and a member of the Hempstead Town Council of New York. He currently serves as the chairman in the Subcommittee on Emergency Management and Technology, House Homeland Security, Transportation and Infrastructure, and House Administration Committees. Now, he has focused a lot of his campaign on immigration and border control. As you can see here back live, the stage is set for him here. We are still waiting to see when he will be here tonight, as well as his supporters. I did talk with him last night, and he says he feels very excited and very confident. Back to you, Christine. We're live in Baldwin.
All right, Jennifer, thank you. From District 4, let's go to District 1, also in New York, where incumbent Nick LaLota is being challenged by former journalist and author John Avlon. Now, this seat is a reach for Democrats, but recent polls show the race is razor thin. Our team closely watching each candidate here tonight. Let's begin with Jennifer McLogan. She's live in Patchogue. Jennifer.
KJ, this will soon transform into the GOP watch party of Suffolk County. Greetings from District 1. This is an enormous district that stretches from Montauk in the east all the way to Huntington in the west. If Trump does well amid the farmers, fishermen, and middle-class suburban voters, LaLota hopes to ride those coattails once again to Capitol Hill. This is a true swing district. lots of moderates. LaLota is trying to portray his vision as middle of the road. However, his opponent says he's far too conservative and doesn't have the pulse today on abortion, gun control, and climate change. LaLota, of course, campaigning on the expected crime, inflation, and the border, but he says Republicans made a mistake on SALT. He lives in Amityville, which is not part of the district. He graduated, though, St. Anthony's High School, went to the Naval Academy, and then to Hofstra Law. He's married to a school teacher, the father of 3 daughters. This race is tight. We'll be watching every step of the way. Christine, back to you.
Thank you. Let's move over now to the Avalon campaign. Our Allie Bauman is live in Holtville in Suffolk County. Allie?
Well, Christine, we're here at the IBEW Union Hall ahead of John Avalon's election night party. Now, his message throughout the campaign has been common sense for Suffolk County, and he's hoping to eke out a victory and help Democrats take the House. Now, congressional hopeful John Avalon voted with his wife and their 2 sons in Sag Harbor Tuesday morning. The 51-year-old is a former journalist who left his job as a political analyst at CNN to join the race. Avalon's been campaigning on rebuilding the middle class, restoring SALT, the state and local tax deduction, protecting abortion access, and immigration reform.
We need to come together again. We need to turn the page on this division and dysfunction. And I think the stakes of this election are about common ground over chaos.
Now, Avalon promises, if elected, to reach across the aisle, something he's probably pretty used to. He's married to conservative commentator Margaret Hoover, the great-granddaughter of late Republican President Herbert Hoover. We're live in Holtzville. Christine, back to you.
Allie, thank you. We're also closely watching the race for New Jersey's open Senate seat tonight. This is the seat that was vacated by Bob Menendez. It's Democrat Andy Kim up against Republican Curtis Bashaw. Doug Williams is standing by at Bashaw's headquarters. Let's check in first with Christine Sloan from Kim's headquarters in Cherry Hill. Christine?
Well, Andy Kim's campaign tells me he is confident he'll win because recent polls show him leading his Republican challenger. But in a state that leans blue but has turned red in past governor's races, nothing is for certain. Congressman Kim, the Democrat, is from the southern part of the state. He fought to change New Jersey's primary ballot system in federal court soon after his main challenger, First Lady Tammy Murphy, the governor's wife, dropped out of the race. Kim says he already has experience in D.C. and he's running for the seat convicted former Senator Bob Menendez resigned from to bring trust and integrity to government. If Kim wins, he'd be the first Asian American to represent New Jersey in the U.S. Senate. There are nearly 1 million more Democrats registered than Republicans in the state, but the key, the unaffiliated voters, that now could be the majority at nearly 2 million registered. Live in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, Christine Sloan, CBS News New York.
That's a lot of votes, Christine. Thank you. Let's get now to Doug Williams. He is live in Basking Ridge. And Doug, I understand you just ran into Curtis Bashaw. What do you have to say?
We did, Christine, and you'll hear a portion of that conversation here in just a moment. You know, the latest polling may favor Democrat Andy Kim by double digits, but a Curtis Bashaw campaign official tells me they're excited and optimistic. So how and why is that? Well, that official cited what they believe was an aggressive turnout from New Jersey Republicans in early voting. Bashaw telling me moments ago he doesn't think the polls reflect what he's seen on the ground.
There's people voting for Kamala Harris that are very openly saying, I'm voting for you. You're the best guy for the Senate. So it's not a traditional year. You can't count on party lines. And I just don't think the polls are feeling the heartbeat of the front lines of this campaign.
Do you believe it'll be significantly closer than what the polls are saying?
I do. I think New Jersey's going to be a big surprise tonight.
And the winner of this race will be a first, no matter the outcome. Andy Kim would be the first Asian American New Jersey senator, and Curtis Bashaw would be the state's first openly gay senator should he win. Christine?
Okay, Doug Williams, thank you. And you still have time to vote across the tri-state with polls closing at 8 p.m. in New Jersey and Connecticut, and then at 9 p.m. in New York. Remember, you only need to be in line before the polls close in order to cast a ballot. Our coverage continues all night long, streaming on CBS News New York. We'll break down all the local races. America Decides election night in New York begins at 9 p.m., followed by the news at 11.